Outside of here, there is nothing. Nothing but darkness. Everything we know and care about is here. You, the people you love, and the rich, beautiful planet that makes it all possible. Hello, and welcome to the Evolving Show. My name is Storm Enrich. I'm an author, a self-empowerment expert, a journalist by profession, and a survivor by experience. I'm also the creator of the Evolving Show podcast. Today's topic, conflict of interest, individual versus society. I spent a while now developing the Evolving Show. It was impossible not to notice that there is a conflict of interest between what's right for the individual and environment and what's good for society. This episode of the Evolving Show features my conclusions. The way I see it, we are born into existing and well-established systems. We are also born into standards of good and bad and right and wrong. To complicate things even more, there are traditional expectations for life milestones timeline. As children and youth, we are conditioned to master them and live with and within them. These systems in place make for a smoothly running society. All of them are good for society. Some are good for people. Some are simply not good for us at all. We've got role models of successful people we should aspire to become. A few random examples: Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Simone Biles, Christopher Paolini, the Kardashians, Rihanna. All of them are exceptionally accomplished, successful high achievers. Did you ever consider their impact on the world? Did you notice that at the very least 3 of the role models listed here are responsible for a massive destruction of the natural environment and huge amounts of carbon emissions? Did you consider how they live and how much time they spend working? Would you want to be like them and live as they do? We've got standards that set forth what's right and wrong, good or bad. A few examples. Entrepreneurship is right and good. Working long hours is the gold standard. Being well-to-do is right and good. Being poor comes with the stigma of shame and failure. Taking vacations is often seen as slacking or a sign of weakness and lack of ambition. Step back and give it a thought. Are these standards correct? Do you agree with them? We've got milestones to meet. A few examples. From childhood through the teenage years, we are molded to fit social norms. From high school till the end of our education, we are expected to either choose and pursue a career path or fulfill our parents' ambitions. We are expected to get married and have children in our late 20s or early 30s. We got to work and acquire stuff from the time we complete our education till the age of 65. After the age of 65, we are quote-unquote allowed to enjoy life. Think about it for a moment. The training intended to make us fit into society causes plenty of turmoil and anxiety in teenagers. We are supposed to make a lifetime commitment to a career we know little about way before we know what it entails. The pressure of finding a spouse and building a family according to preset life milestones causes many to rush and marry the wrong person. The best years of our life, when we have great health, looks, energy to spare and zest for life, are spent working. Once our health starts to decline, at about the age of 65, we are free to make our teenage dreams come true. Does this timeline work for society? Absolutely. The average person works solid 40 plus years, pays taxes, and is too tired to think and act outside of his or her immediate interests. In this scenario, each individual is a productive and compliant society member. Is this scenario beneficial to the individual? Imagine life without preset standards and expectations. While in high school, don't try to fit in. Stand out and rebel. Postpone the pursuit of higher education until you know what career matches your talents and passion. Forget the pressure of having to find a soulmate at a specific time. Wait for the right person to come along. Children, ask yourself first whether you want any. Biologically, it's advisable to have children before the age of 30. The truth is, we are mature enough and financially prepared to become parents in our 40s and 50s, when it may not be easy or even possible to conceive or give birth. Give it a thought. Becoming a parent later in life, with the help of technology or through adoption, could be the wiser choice. Isn't 65 a bit late to start enjoying ourselves? At 65, it is too late for many things. It is too late to decide to study medicine. It is too late to decide to become a parent. Worse, health, energy, and looks are limiting the freedom and opportunities of retirement. Last but not least, would you really choose to spend the best years of your life working, raising kids, building wealth, and contributing to the destruction of the ecosystem, or living? Few of us stop long enough to actually make a choice. What should change and how? What can or should change for you to have a life that works for you? The 1-year gap after high school is nothing new. Still, it's a great idea to take the time to explore career choices, observe charitable work, discover conservation, sustainability, ecology, travel, etc. It's also a good time to consider your expectations of life and the impact you want to make on the world and other people. The following suggestions are new. Maybe after the first 5 years of working, one should have a year-long sabbatical to evaluate one's course. It would also be a good time to evaluate your progress toward achieving your personal goals and measuring the impact you are making on the world and other people. Maybe before getting married and having kids, a year for reflection on what's really involved would be helpful. Think about what you have to offer, what your expectations are, and how having a family of your own will change your life. Think about timing. Consider these questions before, not after, making a commitment. Maybe at 40, there should be a mandatory year off. At 40, the world is still your oyster. It would be great to have the opportunity to live one's dreams at 40. It would be wise to look backward and forward. Take the time to see what you accomplished and in what areas you fell short of your expectations. Be honest with yourself. Half of your life passed already. Maybe 65 is the time for resting, reflecting, and exercising power, but not bungee jumping. After 65, most people have time, not necessarily good health or wealth, just time. Would you enjoy it? Imagine having such 4 gap years spread throughout your life. Imagine you didn't accomplish all you wanted to. Most people don't. Even so, at some point, when you look back at your life, these 4 years could well have been the greatest, happiest, and most fulfilling years of your life. 4 years when you have truly lived for yourself. Not a bad idea, is it? The alternative is finding yourself wide awake at 65 and realizing what you missed out on and cannot have or do anymore. Yes, I know that my ideas may strike you as crazy, but the system you are living in is, in a different way, crazy too. We get so entangled and busy measuring up to the do's and don'ts of what is that we don't even question whether all the complex standards and systems are good for us as individuals. The conflict of interest in the case of the individual and society is obvious. Perhaps you'd like to work less and live more, destroy less and restore more, comply a little less and think independently a bit more. Perhaps it's time to stop and ask yourself whether the current norms, systems, and standards are compatible with the way you want to live. If not, make your own way. After all, life is a one-time opportunity. The clock is ticking. The clock of human life. The clock on climate change. Can we outrun the clock? The Evolving Show podcast is here to help you make the most of it. For yourself, for others, and for the planet we all depend on.